In this video, I'm going to show you how to read a JSON with multiple records. So basically it's going to be an array. So we're going to copy this and we're going to use this as the base. So when you have a JSON and you have multiple records, you're going to use the square brackets. That means this is going to be an array of JSON objects. Then we're going to paste the data. You can see we have one and we have the information. Right here I'm going to add a comma. So we're going to create another one. So let's add this an ID. It's going to be 2. I'm going to change the name. Right here I'm going to use Mary. And it's going to be the same company. And the job is going to be designer, something like this. Then we're going to add another one, comma right here. Paste. And this ID is going to be number 3. The name is going to be Alexa. And finally, the job is going to be app developer. So notice that we have these commas in each property. Only the last one doesn't have a comma. This is really similar when you have an array of JSON objects. You have a comma here, but this one, the last one, doesn't require the comma. And actually, if you add a comma right here, this is going to print an error. You can see that we have this error right here, trailing comma. So we can save this, close this, and now you can see in the index.html, we have this button to fire the employees. And then we have this ID called employees. So we're going to open this file, copy this and paste. In this case, we're going to change this to button 2. And we're going to call this function load employees in plural. So this is going to be really similar. So we're going to copy this function. And right here, I'm going to add displays single employee. And this one is going to display all the employees. So paste this and we're going to change the name of the function, copy this name and change right here. So here on the top we have a function that is going to print a single employee. This one is going to print multiple employees. The steps are going to be the same. We need to create the object. We need to open the connection. We need to execute the function. And we need to send a request. Basically, this is the same. Here we're going to change the name of the file. It's going to be employees in plural. Then I'm going to cut this template and remove everything from here. You can see that we have this employees, so we're going to change this to employees, and I'm going to console.log this result. Console log employees in plural. So save this and click on the second button. You can see that this is returning an array with 3 different objects. So if you want to print this similar to this, we need to write a for each statement. So we're going to remove this. And this is what we are going to do. We're going to add a new variable called output. And this is going to be a single string. Then we're going to add employees that for each like this, and then we're gonna execute a function. In this case, employees is plural. Here we're gonna pass this as singular, like this. Then we're gonna grab this output and we're gonna add output and we're gonna concatenate. So it's going to be output plus equals and template or string literals, and we're gonna paste this code from the previous example. Semicolon right here. And this is going to create 3 different unordered lists with the information for each employee. And finally, if you open the project, we have this div with the ID employees. So right here, after everything is done, we're gonna document dot get element by ID. We're gonna pass employees inner HTML, and it's going to be equals to the output. So save this, click on the second button, and now you can see we had 3 different records. If you click on employee, now you can see we have 1 record. So the most important thing here is to remember how you can create a JSON. You have to use the curly braces and a key and a value grab with double quotes. This is going to be important. If you have multiple records, you have to add the square bracket, so this is going to be an array. And if you try to iterate between a single object, it's going to be like this. If you try to iterate in an array of JSON objects, you have to use while, do while, for each, or any of these functions, and you have to access each of the properties that you want to print individually, and you are going to be fine. So in the next video, we're going to see how you can use Ajax and display and REST API.